The ANC under Nelson Mandela, South Africa's ruling party since 1994, once agreed in writing to the process of creating an independent Afrikaner Boer Republic in South Africa. Not in the 80s, not during apartheid, but in 1998. In this political dispensation and under the current constitution. Buried in South Africa's political history is an agreement so explosive, so counterintuitive, that almost no one speaks about it today. The agreement signed by Thabo Mbeki himself and later reaffirmed by Nelson Mandela's own cabinet, an agreement that formally committed the ANC government to exploring an independent Volksstaat, even establishing a government-funded Volksstaat Council to try and make that happen. This agreement is known as the Afrikaner Accord. The story initially began 4 days before the first multiracial election was held in this country in 27 April 1994. When the African National Congress, the newly formed Freedom Front political party, as well as the South African National Congress Party government at the time, signed a political agreement which guaranteed the Afrikaner people's right to self-determination, specifically in their own independent republics or Volksstaat, as it is often referred to. On the 23rd of April 1994, the Accord on Afrikaner Self-Determination was signed by General Constant Viljoen on behalf of the Freedom Front, future President Thabo Mbeki on behalf of the ANC, and Rolf Meyer on behalf of the National Party, who was still then in government. The signing ceremony was furthermore supervised by 2 witnesses who also signed the accord, Professor Abraham Viljoen, who was a professor of church history at UNISA, and the Namibian-born political facilitator Jurgen Kugel. And so on that day, the ANC leadership, along with representatives from Afrikaner nationalist organizations, as well as the Liberal then National Party representatives, signed an agreement officially recognizing the Afrikaner people's right to an independent homeland in South Africa. This eventually led to the creation of the Volksstaat Council by Nelson Mandela, and on the 5th of June 1998, 2 years after the acceptance of the 1996 Constitution, which is still South Africa's constitution today, the ANC Minister of Constitutional Development officially agreed that the Afrikaner pursuit of an independent republic is legitimate and constitutionally aligned. But what led to this 1998 declaration? The run-up to the 1994 election in South Africa was one of the most tumultuous times in this country's history. Both the Afrikaner and Zulu leaders on the right threatened to boycott the 1994 election because of their refusal to be integrated into a new multiracial unitary state. Many negotiations took place behind the scenes, and there were even fears that Constant Viljoen, the former general who still had immense influence in South Africa's armed forces at the time, could potentially lead a coup d'etat and take over the country by himself. At the time, this was a very realistic threat to both the ANC and the National Party, neither of which had anywhere near the authority over the South African military that Viljoen and his fellow Afrikaner generals commanded, most of whom aligned with the Volksstaatsraad. Not only the soldiers, but most of the command structure of the military at the time were immensely loyal to Viljoen, and tens of thousands were willing to follow him into battle against the ANC if needs be. Something had to be done by the ANC and the National Party to try and avert this threat. And after several negotiations, the net result was the Afrikaner Accord of 23 April 1994, in which the following prepositions were accepted by all parties involved. The Afrikaner people's right to self-determination will be recognized. The possibility of regional or territorial ethnic self-determination shall not be excluded. That any future South African constitution would recognize this right to territorial self-determination, that a Volksstaat Council will be established to negotiate the establishment of this independent Afrikaner Republic in South Africa. As a direct result of this accord, Article 235 was included in the South African Constitution of 1996, which guarantees the right of self-determination. And interestingly, on the 2nd of December 1994, the newly elected ANC President Nelson Mandela himself signed into law the Volksstaat Council Act, which officially brought a Volksstaat Council as an official body of the South African government into existence. In the act, signed into law by Mandela, it is expressly stated that the Volksstaat Council shall serve as a constitutional mechanism for the Afrikaner people to pursue their ideal of self-determination, including the concept of a Volksstaat within the framework of the Constitution. The two main proposals tabled by the Volksstaat Council, which included the likes of Anna Boshoff, the daughter of former Prime Minister Hendrik Verwoerd, as well as of her son Karel, most notably included in an independent republic in the North and Western Cape Corridor, as well as a federated region based on the Belgian model in the Magaliesburg, Centurion, Pretoria area, where Afrikaners at the time made up around 72% of the population and where most of the Afrikaner population still lives today. In light of the reports provided by the Volksstaat Council with regards to the potential establishment of an independent Boer Republic over the course of the next few years, Wally Moosa, at the time the ANC's Minister of Constitutional Development, declared on the 5th of June 1998 that the pursuit on the part of the Freedom Front and the other Afrikaners to strive towards the development of their own particular region in the country, like the Northwest Cape Corridor, as a home for the Afrikaner culture and language within the framework of the Constitution and Bill of Rights, is in government's view indeed a legitimate pursuit. And it is vital to understand this statement by Minister Moosa in light of the proposal of the Volksstaatsraad for the Northwestern Cape Corridor, to which he refers. It was not a town and not a municipality or a province, but the proposal was specifically for a fully independent republic. Sadly, the Volksstaat Council, which was eventually disbanded shortly after the 1999 election, as the support for the Freedom Front Plus declined and more Afrikaners voted for the more liberal Democratic Party, which would later become the Democratic Alliance. This was particularly unfortunate as this election marked the beginning of the presidency of Thabo Mbeki, who was not only one of the signatories to the 1994 Afrikaner Accord, but as vice president under Mandela had quoted from the Volksstaatraad's report in Parliament on a number of occasions. The consequences of this move was that the Afrikaner Accord became largely forgotten in the South African political landscape. That is, until very recently. An organization called the Tabok Trust is now preparing to test this accord in a South African court to try and force the South African government to reinitiate talks about Afrikaner self-determination in South Africa. And because of the actions of this trust, the Afrikaner Accord of 23 April 1994 has now once again become highly relevant to the tumultuous and unstable South African political landscape in which we find ourselves today. In a recent video, we highlighted that we here at the Willem Petzer Group support self-determination, not only as a solution, but as the only solution to fix the mess that is present-day South Africa. Check out our full research report by clicking on this link appearing on your screen right now. And do support our work by becoming a paid member of the Willem Petzer Group. Goodbye and God bless.